Okay, I'm going to start by showing my demo, and then I'm going to go through how it works, what I'm doing in the game side, and the audio side, what's going on. Alright, so let me just play it, and then I'll push the keys, and we'll get it started here. And then output window's down here, so I'll make that a little bigger. Alright, we're spinning. I'll push one key. Okay, that last bit there was the instancing. You could hear the overlap between the bassoons. And you were able to hear all the panning and stuff with the volume. So I'm going to go ahead and run stitching now. So that's going to play Seinfeld, and it's going to pan back and forth. So I'll start that right now. I'm going to push the 2 key. Epic. Okay, now I'm going to push Q. That's going to quit, and I'm going to exit out, show memory tracking. Let's see how this goes. Fingers crossed. Alright, that ended the audio thread. I'm going to exit. Alright, and our memory tracking passed. Very good. Okay, so let me just go through how the demo works. Make sure I'm recording too. Okay, thank God. Alright, sweet. So, okay, so I'm loading up all of the waves in load content here. So that's getting all of our loads going, and then when demo 1 button gets pushed, I spin off a thread to run this function, static function. It creates all the voice callbacks and the playlist commands. We're using one voice commands for most everything except for the songs, because we want the songs to play at the exact same time. So that's what we're doing there. So these all playlist jukebox load sends a command over to create the playlist on the audio side, and get all that set up over there. So we need to wait for that to happen. So we just spin until all the playlists are made and we can find them. Then we kind of initialize our sound objects that we use to control our A sounds that are on the audio side. So we can control A sounds using sound on the game side that'll push commands over to the audio side. Right now I'm just using a Zool timer, just raw in the, I'm not really wrapping it. I have another, here I'll show how this is wrapped in a minute, because I've got a query time function going here, but for this one and for all the other ones I'm just using a timer, waiting playing it's needed, doing the panning. That pushes all the commands over to audio. So yep. And then panning automation, every 1 millisecond we're using our timer. And that changes the pan, kind of automates it so that it has a smooth transition. Same thing for volume, every 1 millisecond to get that smooth transition, although I'm using a linear change in volume, which is creating a change in volume that doesn't really sound right, so I need to figure that out. I'm not sure what the best approach is there for right now. And then we got instancing. And so instancing, all of these sounds are loaded up with wave data corresponding, like that's bassoon, you know. So we made the bassoon waves, and then we made these sounds with the bassoon. No, we made these sounds with the bassoon wave data in it, so that we have these different instances of the bassoon sound that we can play and overlap, as you saw in the demo. And then also the two song, like I mentioned. So we've got query time. That's running a timer on the game side, the game side of the sound object. So every time, whenever we start, so we create a timer object, and then whenever we start, we go tick, and then whenever we want to query the time, we go talk. And it's not going to be an exact, like I feel like there's going to be some delay because it calls tick and then pushes the command, so it's not like it's executing right at the beginning of the timer. It's actually, there's a slight delay. So the timer might be a little early, but there's going to be a delay either way, because if I were to send a time command over to the audio side to get like an exact time, there's going to be a delay when that time comes back. So, or delay from the moment that we ask for the sound to when it gets printed to screen. So there's going to be delay there, and I need to figure that out. And then we had stitching, so I load up, we're doing buffer stitching, load up the buffer list, send that to the voice callback, which uses it so that whenever the buffer ends, it swaps and submits the next buffer in the buffer list. That way we have the kind of real-time stitching thing going on so that it goes exactly when it needs to. And then we're just using timer to wait and pan. And yeah, got my key pushes down here. These are the threads that I'm detaching and running. And yeah, so yeah, memory track pass, all that's good. And that is the recording. Thank you.